Hello idlers, this is your Colonel speaking, and today I just wanted to get into to kind of a a mid-event check-in on the mystery event. This is my first time with the event, and so there's a lot to unpack, and I wanted to check in quickly, sort of midweek, to help people evaluate where they're at and how far they could possibly go. So starting here with the bag event, the blessing gift event. Obviously you have bags, and so you can give these bags to oh, there's a +2, nice. You can give these bags to one of these three characters here. Obviously you should be focusing on Shia at first here, and so one bag gives her, sometimes you'll get a +2, so it'll give you 2 points. If you see here, 4 out of 100. You keep feeding her bags until you get to 100, and then that will give her her affection here will go up. You see 5 out of 15. So you can fill up the 100 bar there 15 times, basically, and of course, and you should just work entirely on Shia to begin with, because she gives you the best rewards. Where are the rewards here? So she'll give you 3 every time you fill up her bar, the 100 bar there. She'll give you 3 heroic scrolls and either a prophet orb or an orange 10 orange shards for the artifact. Whereas this chickie here will, Emily will only give you 2 scrolls and then either 7 orange artifact shards or the 10 elite hero shards. So as you can see, Shia rewards you more. And then of course, bringing up the rear here is Lutz, who will give you a single heroic scroll plus a super chip or a super wishing coin or a or 20 5-star shards, hero shards. So so those are your prizes. So you should just work exclusively on Shia until she's full, and then move to Emily, and then on to Lutz. Now, now we're gonna go ahead and fill up Shia here. So just fill up Shia with your love. Yes, I just said that. Fill up Shia with your love, and once she's full, you can move on to the others. So, and the other thing here is, so you can obtain bags here. I bought all 3 of these packages with the 5 scrolls. It's worth it for the 5 scrolls alone. I value them at 125 a piece. So you're looking at what, like 625 gems, 625 gems worth of heroic scrolls right there, and then the bags are just icing on the cake. And this, I'm going to go ahead and buy this offer as well. So there, you can get each of these 3 times, I believe, or is it 2? Oh, that one was 2. So that's what, 80, 60, 140. So you can get 140 bags there, and then of course through your drops, through your loot drops in the campaign. And so looking at my points down here, I have 564 out of 1600, with with the 140. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and give Shia some more love here. So there we got 3 scrolls and an orb. Very nice. Especially because the orb event is probably coming up next. Okay, so I'm to 657 points down here. That's with the 140 that I got, bags that I got from here. And then I believe that's the only place you can get bags. Now here's the other thing, you can also get, you can buy 600 more bags here for 6,000 gems. So they cost 10 apiece. So I may do that, I may not, but even with that 600, that would take me to 1,200, 1,257, and then I'd have to just rely on next week's drops in order to get to 1,600, and that may or may not happen. It's possible. I mean, like I said, I bought the extra 140 bags that you can get from the event, and just trying to see here if you can. Let's see, the summon prizes, they don't give you any bags, do they? They give you knots, that's right. So really, like I said, you can get 140 bags here through purchases, and then another 600 here. If you have 6,000 gems, again, obviously if you're free to play, you're probably not going to have that many gems to throw around. But with that 600, I would have 1,257 right now, and then I just have to get another 400 or so through drops, another 350. So it's possible to get to 1,600 if you purchase all of the bags that you possibly can in the event. So hopefully that covers the event, and you can see kind of where you can end up here along this, 700, 1,000, 1,300. So if I had not purchased, without any purchases at all, I would be at around 500 points right now, and I would think, that's within a week. So if you don't buy any extra bags at all, you could probably get to 1,000. I'm thinking, with just your campaign loot drops. Okay, but obviously to get to 1,600, you're going to need to spend some more buy some more bags. So hopefully that covers this blessing gift. If you have any other questions, leave a comment down below. And we're going to go now to this part of the event. Now, I have not spent any knots or roses yet, or foo for that matter. So I think the best thing is to wait until next week. The end of next week. Obviously, this event's gonna go for another week. So just keep collecting the knots and the foo and the roses. Well, you can only collect so much foo, but the roses and the knots will drop in your campaign loot. And so, you can see here, I've gotten 2,000 knots. So I don't think either of these are out of the question for me at the moment. Although I will say this. So I got a lot of knots through the summoning event. Let's see. I did 400 scrolls, which so that got me what 650 more knots. If you're not doing many summons during this event, you're going to have considerably fewer knots than you would otherwise. The foo are not really that important. We'll look at that right now. So if you look here, the foo, I think I obtained 50 foo through the summoning event. So if you're not doing any summons, you won't get those 50 foo. And then the other foo I got, where did I get the other foo? Oh, that's right. I got the other 50 foo from this Shia package down here. I had to buy that because that was an E1 Shia for me. So it was definitely worth it to get that. But now I have 90 foo, and really, the only thing you should be buying with foo are probably the prophet orbs here, or if you got an Ada in the event, then you could get her skin here for 88 foo. I have 90. I may end up purchasing that. I did get one copy of Ada, so I may end up purchasing the skin. Otherwise, I would just spend your foo on prophet orbs here. Like I said, you really can't obtain a whole lot of foo without buying one of the value packages in here. Some of these right here, and obviously for free-to-play players, that's way out of our range. I won't be spending any money on these. I never do. But that's how you get the foo. So if you're looking to buy any of either of these packages, obviously the Ada package or the Love Gun, as I like to call it, you will need to buy a lot of foo to get those. But otherwise, you can go for these here. But like I said, if you didn't, so the roses are another deal here. So let's talk about those really quickly. Have we covered the knots? I think we have. You know, if you don't have enough knots to get to, no, we didn't really cover the knots, did we? Let's talk about the knots. So, so I would consider purchasing this copy of what's her name, Flame Strike, for 1666. That's a good buy, considering that here, you know, to get 50 elite shards, that would cost you, you know, nearly 5,000 knots. So here, you know, here you're getting an elite 5-star for mere, you know, for a fraction of that at 1666. Obviously, you know, everybody doesn't need a copy of Flame Strike, so if you're not going for her, that might not be a good way to spend your knots. But I think it would definitely be a better way to, a better deal to go that route than to gamble on this, these elite shards here. And otherwise, you know, buying scrolls is always great. That's always a great way to spend. That would be another great way to spend your knots. And again, you know, these two packages, you're not going to be able to spend your knots on those unless you're buying Fu as well, which I'm not. So those packages are pretty much out of the question. And you know, like I said, I've got 2,000 knots at the moment. But I got a lot of those through the summoning event. So if you're not summoning, you're not going to get a lot of knots. Let's just go back to that really quickly. So summoning prizes, you know, like I said, I got what was it, 650 knots from this event. Oops, not going there. So really, I've gotten around 1,400 knots through my weekly drop, which means you could, you know, theoretically, you know, next week I could end up with around 2,800 knots, just through drops. So, you know, that'll buy a few scrolls. So not bad. I probably will end up purchasing the Flame Strike as well, and then spend the rest of my knots on heroic scrolls. So last but not least, we get to the roses. Now, the roses, I have 2366 here, and I did purchase this True Love Treasure for $4.99, so I got an extra 1,000 roses through that. So so without that, I would be at 1366, and then you add another week to that, and I might end up with 2,600 or so. That's enough. You know, that's almost enough for the Cthulhu copy, for the Cthulhu package, I should say. It won't be enough, it looks like, for the Withered Armor here. And, however, like I said, I did buy this True Love Treasure, so, you know, another 1,300 here would put me at 3,600 which does put me within range of this, especially if I purchase these two packages here, which would get me another 1,000 roses. And again, this package is worth it as well, because orbs cost 500 a piece, so you're getting 2,500 gems worth of orbs for a mere 1,000 or 9.99 or whatever. So this is a great deal as well as these two. And then finally, you can buy 1,000 more knots here, if you want to, if you choose to. Again, the knots though are really only going to be really valuable for these two packages, and those require foo as well. So I don't know that I would necessarily buy this package here, just to get 1,000 more knots, to spend on scrolls. Basically, you'll basically be spending those on scrolls or possibly elite shards. So I don't know that that's really worth it to buy that package. This package over here. And again, this Shia package really isn't worth it unless you need the Shia, okay? Because again, the 50 foo really aren't going to go very far in this event. Like I said, you can spend them on profit orbs, but really, then it's not worth getting those foo unless you really need that Shia copy as well. And so I think that pretty much covers everything. I'm not sure. You can really only go for one of these rose things here, and I'm tempted to go for the Cthulhu copy because I am looking to build a Cthulhu, but this would be my third Cthulhu copy. If it was maybe my fifth, I would definitely buy this, but as it's only my third, I'm not sure I'm going to buy that. I think the Withered Armor will do better for me, because it is a shadow artifact, and if you're not building shadow, then obviously it's not going to benefit you all that much, and you might be better off with the Cthulhu copy. And really, the Withered Armor, you're not going to get that without spending, without buying the extra roses here. You're going to have to buy extra roses and possibly do the True Love Treasure as well. But it's a good deal for me because my main man here is Walter. My Enable 3 Walter. He's kind of carrying my team at the moment. He's not the greatest Enable 3 hero, obviously, but for now, he's covering both my boss damage and my PvP team. Eventually, I'm going to replace him with Kamath here. I have enough for an E2 Kamath so far. So I'll replace him with Kamath in PvP, and with Horus eventually for my boss damage. And so the Withered Armor would really help Walter quite a bit. It would also free up, normally I have this artifact on him, the Echo of Death, and I've been running, for Shia, I've been running the Black Sword on her, which is just kind of a lesser version of the Echo of Death. So if I get the Withered Armor on Walter, then I can shift the Echo of Death over to Shia permanently, And then once I replace Walter with Horus, that the Withered Armor will also help Horus quite a bit. So that's my plan for that. I probably will get the Withered Armor rather than the Cthulhu copy. Anyway, I hope that helps you all. Again, we have another week to go on these events, on the mystery event. So don't go ahead and purchase everything today. Just wait and see next week, how much you've acquired and how much you still need to acquire to get the items that you desire. So there you go. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. This is the Colonel. No, I am no longer speaking. I'm signing out now. And remember, karma is a bitch, but you gotta love her. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if this was helpful, and I will see you probably tomorrow to go over the brand new weekly events. So I'll see you then.